So this is some sort of internet thing that Kendrick Lamar put into a song. They don't like each other. I guess he was like sort of a protege of Drake's, but then they broke up and they don't like each other. But that's a little small ball for the Super Bowl. And you looked around during the performance, nobody was even paying attention. Everybody's on their phone. It was far from like a Michael Jackson where it's like, oh my God, right? Everybody in the stadium's riveted. It was like, okay.
If this is the reaction of Megyn Kelly, then I believe the Super Bowl halftime show's intended audience was reached.
One thing that Kendrick is incredible at doing, something I haven't seen people really be able to do, whether it's through music or imagery, is layers to a story. And there's multiple layers to everything that happened, right? Samuel Jackson is playing Uncle Sam in Body of America, welcoming us to the Great American Game. The Great American Game is in the game of Kendrick's life that's about to play out, right? That's why we see the PlayStation controller on the football field, the game as in football, and the game as in the thing that we're all in, the thing that we all play. Whether you feel like you're playing it or not, you're a part of it.
Comedian Josh Johnson gives a masterclass in breaking down the performance and much more at his show in Asheville.
What about the halftime show? Did you like that?
Bro, I couldn't understand a word that was being said, man. I had my volume turned up. I had a bunch of people yelling and screaming at the house, and I really didn't know what was going on, man.
While big shock coming from this guy.
Hogan is heard on the tape, which was recorded in 2006, talking about his daughter Brooke, who he accused of sleeping with an African American. I mean, I am a racist to a point. But then when it comes to nice people and whatever, then says, I mean, I'd rather if she was going to I'd rather have her marry an 8-foot worth $100 million, like a basketball player. Guess we're all a little racist.
And then he does Squabble Up, and out of nowhere, after Squabble Up, Samuel Jackson comes out again. No. Too loud, too reckless, too ghetto. One of the things that if you've been black in America at any point you've heard about yourself, whether you overheard it from people talking behind your back or it was told to your face, too loud, too reckless, too ghetto, there's something wrong with you just being yourself. You know? And it's delivered by Uncle Sam. Right?
There is so much symbolism and imagery that flew over the heads of conservatives that honestly, I am here for it. Let them squalor in ignorance.
Well, I mean, Megyn, you bring up the small ball comment, and I think you're right. I think something that would have been cooler is if he'd have brought Drake out during that, and they would have squashed the beef, and it would have been like a unifying thing, and everybody would have got behind it. I think that'd have been a much more lucrative way to go about it. But as far as deciding to put him as the halftime show, and David has 3 great solutions to fix the Super Bowl halftime, which I'm sure he's going to tell you here in a minute. But if I can't understand the words that you're saying, and when I listen to Money Trees by Kendrick Lamar and some of the other songs he does that I like, I can 100% understand what he's saying. But he might as well have been speaking North Korean to me. That's why after the first 3 minutes, I couldn't understand. I can't go along with something. It was verbal braille. That's what it was.
Again, not the target audience. And giving the solution for Kendrick calling it off, my guy, this is seismic in hip hop. And really, if you think about it, we've only just begun.
So then this dude, Uncle Sam, Samuel Jackson, tells him, tighten up. He asks him, Mr. Lamar, do you really know how to play the game? Do you really know how to navigate? Do you really know what's expected of you? Do you really know what to do next? Then tighten up. And that's a wild conversation to have with someone who maybe even thinks they're helping you, right? Because that's been told to me in different ways by lots of people. Tighten up, watch yourself. Don't be too loud, too ghetto, too reckless, you know what I mean? And sometimes it's white people, sure, but sometimes it's older black people that I know that just want you to be safe because they know how the game is played, right?
Yet the message continues to be lost on folks like Megyn Kelly, Hulk Hogan, Jesse Waters, The Daily Wire, and more. While they blabber about nonsense, it's clear they could not hear, nor could they understand what was happening. And well, as Pusha T says, if you know, you know.
Hey guys, quick break in the action. I have a new show coming out called The Rick Strom Show. It is going to be awesome. I'm interviewing musicians, athletes, producers, writers, journalists, authors, sports doctors. Go check it out at youtube.com/@TheRickStrom Also be sure to throw me a follow on Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky. It can all be found in the description box below. Thank you.
It was hard to make out what was actually being said. Kendrick Lamar's 12 minutes of rap was basically a musical grudge match. The music itself is not broad enough or well known enough to reach generations. Let's put Carrie Underwood and Reba and Morgan Wallen. Let them have a go at it.
Ah, yes. Let's only put on the guy who publicly said the N-word. In addition, having the confidence to state Kendrick Lamar's music is not broad enough shows how dense this conservative Dracula really is.
Goes into Man at the Garden, and Man at the Garden is one of those things. It's a refrain. I deserve it all these things, right? And he's on the block, and you see these boys on the block, so black, gold teeth, dreads, everything. And then they scurry. They see Uncle Sam coming. Uncle Sam walks up, Kendrick's already walked off, and he says, "Oh, you brought your homeboys with you. Okay, little culture cheat code." Turns to the camera and says, "Scorekeeper, deduct one life." And some people didn't hit me hard because that is what happens. That is part of the game. You should know that. That's one of the reasons that it's sometimes scary to stand up. It's scary to be different, because whenever you build community, they usually deduct one life. Whenever you make a movement, they deduct one life. And there are plenty of examples of it happening with black people and black culture, but it is everybody, just so you know. No matter who you are, no matter what you look like, no matter when you came to this country, try to start a union. And look, it might not be you. They might miss. But it is what happens.
Johnson would also mention how it hits even harder on top of this because Samuel L. Jackson was an usher at Martin Luther King Jr.'s funeral.
Dear fellow Americans, just my quick little rant on this halftime nonsense. I mean, come on, stop with the ghetto crap. I'm done with the ghetto. I've had it up to here with ghetto. I know they want to say rap is this and rap is the streets and rap is the current and rap is the that. Look at jazz. The jump black and jazz blues artists. Give me the Count Basie band. Give me Duke Ellington's band. Give me the history. Give me jazz. You want to go black? Go art. Don't go ghetto. Enough with this. Who in the NFL hired this act? And Sam Jackson monkeying around. I mean, that's. I'm sorry. It just repulsed me. What are they trying to do? What's the message? What's the message in the collard greens? Tell me. This ghetto crap. I'm done with ghetto crap.
This ex-actor Robert Davi went full racist in his analysis. I look forward to K-Dot featuring this rant as a prelude to a song one day.
Then they go to Peekaboo and know that when Samuel Jackson pops up again and he says, "Yes, see, that's what we want. That's what we want. That's what America wants. Nice, calm. You're almost there. Don't mess this up." That is the truth of the matter. That is how people sometimes, prefer their hip hop, prefer their protests. Why can't you just do it sedated? Why can't you just tone it down a notch, right?
Meanwhile, they're asking for the message when they are getting it right here. Maybe Mr. Davi can sit down, shut it, and listen for once. Josh Johnson is showing a different way to approach comedy with his uploads and bits. Please check out his YouTube, where he has surpassed 1 million subs. Head over to joshjohnsоncomedy.com/tour to see if he's performing in a city near you, and throw him a follow on Instagram plus TikTok. Great stuff as always, Josh. Thank you for your art.